Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of the Sports and More podcast. I am your host, Eddie Morelos. I got my producer with me, Mr. Ace Acosta, and we have a guest with us today. We got a radio play-by-play announcer for the state of New Mexico, basically, Mr. Jeff Matthews. Jeff, how you doing today, man?
Hi, Eddie.
Good to see you,
I'm
my
better
friend.
than ever.
Good to see you.
Good to be seen.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So you do a lot of play-by-play, in particular for high school out of the state of New Mexico, and you had a really big game last night, the rivalry game between Las Cruces High and Mayfield. How did that go?
Well, it was a fun game to do. It was the 58th edition of Mayfield and Las Cruces, and I've
Holy
done
cow.
over 30 of them. I've lost count. Started doing it in 86, and you're doing high school football, go to a high school football game in 86. It's your first year, and there's 20,000 people there, and you're like, what's this? What is this thing? So anyway, last night's game was good. Mayfield and Cruces were tied at 14 at the half, and Cruces dominated the second half, went on to win 35-14. It was the first game at the Field of Dreams during the regular fall season, so that was kind of an interesting experiment. They'd always played it at Aggie Stadium prior to last night. I'm not sure why they didn't. Maybe, the Aggies charge quite a bit of rent for Aggie Stadium for that event, so I don't know if that's why, or COVID-19, or I'm not really certain why they did it, but they played it at the Field of Dreams last night, which I'm very comfortable there. There's an outstanding room for us to work from there, an elevator. No elevator at Aggie Stadium. You got to walk up that hill.
That hill, I'm telling you, that hill is crazy.
Eddie, Eddie knows me. He knows I was complaining the whole way when I had to roll my stuff up that hill. So it goes down the hill easier at Aggie Stadium than it goes up. But all in all, it was a good night. Pretty full house, good football game, and it's always fun to call that game.
Well, I got to listen in last night from the start of the second quarter all the way till the end as I was working the El Paso Chihuahuas game here in El Paso, Texas. And again,
Lucky
Jeff,
you, I can't even get a press passer.
Yeah.
Put a good word in for me, man.
All
I want to go
right.
see the Chihuahuas.
We'll definitely do that for you. And, you did a great job. You and your partner there that you had last night, Mr. Bob Sherman. He was an official for the state of New Mexico high school football for years and years. And he always gives his expertise. And one thing I always enjoy about you and Bob is you guys tend to point out the wonderful food that's around.
Absolutely. That's one of the highlights. He got the name Buffet Bob back in his Aggie days. I've worked with Bob off and on for 30 years. Our first game we ever did together was the intramural championships at New Mexico State. The 6 foot and under game was outstanding. And then he and I did Aggie basketball together in 1990 and 91. That's what the year Neil McCarthy had the Aggies ranked 11th in the country.
Wow.
So Bob and I have done everything from intramurals to top 25 basketball, and last night we were doing Cruces Mayfield. But the one good thing about Bob is he can always find a golden corral.
Yeah.
He likes to eat.
Yeah, yes, he does.
And he talks about it every night, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does. Jeff, you and I got to work together for a little while when you were doing Aggie baseball back in about 10 plus years ago. And you and I spent many days on the road together in the car and many days in the press box. And, I just got to say, those were some of the funnest times of my life and in particular of my SID career.
Well, I had a blast as well, Eddie, and thank you for everything you did to make it easier for me. People don't know that you were the information minister for Aggie baseball. So you were providing me with game notes and stats and really whatever support I needed. And, very helpful, and it was fun to travel with you. And those were some great, great days, especially when the Aggies had some good teams, which they did. Went to the NCAAs a couple of times, won some conference championships. We saw great places like Les Murakami Stadium in Honolulu, where we had an off day in the middle of the series to go to the beach. And we saw some places like Brownsville, Texas, where we were in an old shed turned sideways with a hole cut in the wall.
Yep.
Or Sacramento State, where they had no press box at all.
And you and I sat there. I held
going to Fresno State. Had a good time.
I remember holding the umbrella for you.
Yeah, Sacramento State, because I didn't have a press box, and it got up to 95 degrees there sometimes. I carried 2 or 3 umbrellas and mounted them on chairs and whatever I could to get some shade. I remember you having a towel over your head, a wet towel.
Yeah.
And I was afraid to do that because I didn't want to get electrocuted.
That's right.
But the wet towel was a good idea. that was probably the worst place facility-wise was Sacramento State. But, thank God it never rained. Could you
Oh yeah,
imagine if it would have rained there?
yeah. We lucked out. I think we really
Isn't
did
where
luck
your
out. Yeah.
didn't your laptop get stolen in the parking garage there?
That was there at Sacramento State after the game. The Aggie baseball team, we kind of bumped into some people who were a little bit inebriated, and so you know
That
how it
parking
is.
garage, man.
That's right, and I put down my computer bag and I went back for it, and it was gone. So that was an experience in itself. But again, yeah, many good times with you, Jeff, on the road. And like I said, I could bring up many times of San Jose State and trying to find a little bit of shade there in the corner, but
Thank God my headset cord was long, huh?
Yeah, that's right. So
I was moving with the shade. My equipment stayed put, but I was moving. The Aggies won the regular season championship at San Jose one year, so that place has pleasant memories. But you know what I remember more than anything the Aggie baseball days is the people.
Oh, yeah.
The character, Brian Carrick, Andy Lyon, Scott Kaufman,
Yep.
Parker Hipp,
What?
Joseph Scapper. You remember the people ultimately. I mean, it's fun to travel and it's fun to go do games. And there's a million baseball games, and I forgot most of them. But what sticks with you is the people you met along the way.
Yep.
Jeffrey Farnham.
Jeff
He's out in
Farnham, oh
Vegas.
yeah, all great people, and for me also
Good
Gary
people.
Ward, and listening to all the wonderful baseball stories from the great Gary Ward and all his championships that he used to have over with the Big Eight in Oklahoma State.
Yeah, he's in the Hall of Fame. I mean, how many Hall of Famers do you get to travel with and learn baseball from? So even today, when I'm watching a baseball game, invariably something that he's hammered into my head will resonate with me. Like the Dodgers really do the Gary Ward hitting system. They're patient. They make pitchers work. They're selective. They want to hit for power. A lot of what some of these major league teams are doing is what Gary Ward was preaching to us in little press boxes around the country over the years. So we learned a lot about baseball from him.
And speaking of Dodger baseball, I mean, what a freaking awesome, fun season it's been so far. I mean, I'm sure you as a Dodger fan get a little stressed out, with the San Francisco Giants, and they're staying afloat. You know what I mean? What do you think of the season so far for the Dodgers?
Well, lots of injuries. Been a weird year, but they're having a great year. Did you see what happened last night in the Giants-Braves game? The Giants were ahead late innings. The Braves get on top of them. It goes to extra innings, and I didn't watch it. I was at the field of dreams doing a football game, and I read about it later on Twitter. So then, in the 11th inning, the Giants get a walk-off from Kevin Gausman to win the game. Now, Kevin Gausman's the brother of Brian Gausman, who was an Aggie pitcher for 4 years.
Right.
So we know Kevin Gausman. I mean, if we showed up in San Francisco, I don't think he'd let us stay at his house. I mean, we met him when he was in middle school coming to watch Brian pitch for the
That's
Aggies.
right.
But
yes.
There's a connection there. Well, anyway, Kevin Gausman is a pitcher, I guess, had a walk-off last night to deliver a victory for the Giants at home. And I don't like the Giants because I'm a Dodger fan, but I'm happy for Kevin and the Gausmans, such good people.
Yeah.
And, again, you talk about the connections you make through doing what we've been able to do all these years. And so that was kind of interesting. But the Dodgers have had a great year. And looks like, they're like 2 games out with 12 to play or something like that. So they may be the wild card.
They might be.
That's a 1-game playoff.
They might be,
That's like a high school playoff.
It's very interesting how that's all going to come down. Yeah, it's very interesting.
Absolutely.
So, you had mentioned the word Twitter. I told you I've been following your Twitter, especially lately. You've been posting some great content with some highlights of the Cruces High Mayfield rivalry. Is there one particular game that you really will hold on to that just sticks out in your head between the Las Cruces Bulldogs and the Mayfield Trojans that you've done over the years?
Wow, that's a hard question.
Yeah.
There was times like after 10 years I had one, after 20 years I had 2, after 30 years I probably had 3 or 4, but there was a period of about 10 years there where every game was great. From about 05 to 15, it just seemed like every game was a classic. And I posted a couple of clips from those games on my Twitter feed during the week last week. I remember a game in 08 where Dante Caro, who's now a defensive back coach for the Lobos, was the quarterback of the Bulldogs, and he hits Mike Bernal down at the 2-yard line, and he falls into the end zone to cut it to 1 with 35 seconds to play in the game. The whole stadium's exploded. There's about 25,000 people there at Aggie Memorial. Bulldogs go for 2, get stuffed, but get called for a penalty for 12 men on the field. Bob Sherman was the referee that called the penalty.
Wow.
So they moved the ball half the distance to the goal. The Bulldogs got to try it again, and James Hall, who he worked with at New Mexico State, his father, James Hall Jr., carried it into the end zone for the 2-point play. The Bulldogs won 22-21 with 30 seconds to play in the game. That one sticks out for me just because it was so dramatic. In 2007, very similar, except for Mayfield knocked down a pass on the goal line to preserve a victory. Then there was the state championship in 2013 where Las Cruces beat Mayfield 27-26, blocking an extra point with less than a minute to play in the game. And that decided a state championship. And again, about 25,000 people there. Great game. 27-26, Las Cruces won. So lots of good memories. I'd say those are 3 that stand out just off the top of my head, not being really prepared for that question. And if I really thought about it, I might be able to narrow it down to 1. But those are the ones that come to me on the top of my head.
Those are definitely awesome stories there. And they also do a chili cook-off, if I'm not mistaken, before the game. Have you ever gone and checked that out or anything?
I was one of the judges. Last night. And it was a little embarrassing because after we did, I went down on the field to interview the coaches, and Mike Bradley pointed out that I had some red chili on my shirt.
Did you say compliments to the chef?
Yeah. Oh, see, well, the thing is, they give you a cup about that big, and you're supposed to sample it. And so each booster club cooks.
You good to go? You guys set up?
I'm good to go. Okay. Thank you. I'm at a high school football game.
Awesome, no problem.
Here in about 17 minutes, and they were checking on me. I'm at Community Stadium in Albuquerque, which I had to swing the camera out, let you see this place. It's like a college press box. Great stadium.
Who are you covering over there?
So this chili cook-off. Do what?
Who are you covering?
It's Centennial against Atrisco Heritage. Heritage
Centennial.
is warming up over here. They look like Notre Dame.
Oh, wow.
They got golden helmets and navy blue. They look just like Notre Dame. And Centennial's over here warming up. The Hawks. The Hawks are 3-1. Atrisco's 3-1 with two forfeits. So I don't know what we're going to get here this afternoon. But that game starts in about 15 minutes, and I'm going to call it back to Las Cruces. But this chili cook-off last night, the Bulldogs and the Trojans each cook a red chili meat, a green chili meat, and some beans. And so you try, and you don't know which one's which. So you try the red, and you try the green, and you try the beans, and you got to dig in. I mean, it's close. They're all great. Well, anyway, I guess when I was trying the red, a little bit got on my shirt. So, that was a little embarrassing.
That's awesome.
Especially when Coach Bradley says, "You got some red on your shirt there."
Was that from his? Was that from his booster club, or was it from the others, from the opposing?
There's no telling. They disguise these little cups they give you the chili in, so you can't tell who's you're voting for as a judge. But it was all delicious. I mean, Mayfield won it. It always comes down to the beans.
Okay.
Everybody's red's great. Everybody's green's great. But then you kind of get down to the beans. And one of them had bacon in the beans. So that was the beans I picked. I don't know who cooked the beans with bacon, but I went with the beans with bacon. And I guess that was kind of the tiebreaker. There was a lot of judges, though. Colin Deaver from Channel 9 and Stansbury were judges, and Bobby Campos from the LCPS athletic department. So it wasn't all on me. I wasn't the only one.
All right.
I was the only one that asked for seconds, though.
That's so funny. Jeff, where can people follow you on Twitter, and where can they listen to the games that you call and for especially for like today?
Today's game is on Cool Oldies, 104.5 FM in Las Cruces, AM 570. And they have a webpage. Google Cool Oldies Southern New Mexico, and you can listen off the webpage. They also have an app. The app works good. You just load the app and hit listen now, and it pops up there, and you can listen anywhere. And so those are the best places to catch it. And last night's game, they were also video streaming, and I think they took our audio, and that was at LCPS TV. Just Google LCS TV. This one is not on LCPS TV.
Okay.
This is a radio-only broadcast here this afternoon. Last night was, that was a big game. I got text messages from people that graduated from Mayfield 20 years ago that are live in Phoenix and one in Atlanta. And I heard from a lot of people last night. So that game kind of gets the attention of people that have left Las Cruces, that Cruces Mayfield.
Yeah.
It kind of takes on a life of its own.
And where can people follow you on Twitter?
Oh, at Jeff Matthews 22. Very imaginative. I couldn't think of anything cool, so I just went with my name. Okay, like how hot's your chili 22 or something. No, I just went with my name. At Jeff Matthews 22. I'm going to throw. Is this a front-facing camera? I want you to see this stadium.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah,
It's
go
a high
ahead.
school press box.
Turn that around
This
for
is
us.
the booth next to me. Where the
Damn.
coaches will be for the other team.
Wow.
Frisco Heritage. I had to run a crowd mile along the ground there. Look at my booth here.
That's pretty darn
I'll
good.
show you my setup. So here's how I'll send the game to Cruces.
Okay.
It's moving slow, sorry. Is it making you dizzy yet?
Yeah. No.
Okay, that's kind of my gear and the information. You probably recognize some of
Oh,
my
yeah.
setup from the Aggie days.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Sorry
dude.
if I'm making you dizzy.
You're good. You're
There's
good.
the
This is really
field.
neat. This is really neat.
Oh, they got the umbrellas.
Oh, it's gonna be a hot one out there. It looks like probably in the low 90s.
Now tell me they don't look like Notre Dame.
Well, from the
That's a Frisco
distance, yeah.
Now, you brought your own
And
fan?
here's the rest of the. I did because the air conditioner. The fact is, that's why we were running a little late. I had to go out to my car to get the fan because the air conditioner wasn't working.
Okay.
They now have it working, and I don't need the fan. So now I'm going to have to make 4 trips to pack up. But as Eddie knows, I don't like to be hot during a broadcast.
No, me either. Don't worry.
But
Me
you got to
either.
tell the story. You gotta tell the story, Eddie, about the squeaky door at the
Oh, yeah.
press box.
You can hear this, the door, the window would open up, the door would open over at the Aggie baseball stadium, and he'd be on the air, and we'd have to give him the stats. So when he opened the door, you squeak, 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 and you close it, squeak, 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 squeak.
That's how I knew you were coming. That's how I knew you had something.
No, you guys had
There
no
must be a
WD-40?
position change, the door squeaking.
He kind of made it for like a tradition after that, you know.
No, I guess when he was broadcasting, they're like, "Oh, look,
Absolutely.
he's getting new stats."
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what it was.
Door squeaking. I better check and see if Parker Hip's still at second.
Yeah. Yes, definitely.
Or every now and then Eddie would be like, "What'd you think? Hit or error?" You know, and I mean, it didn't matter what I decided. He was the official scorer. But every now and then he'd ask for a second opinion. And
Oh yeah.
I'd give him a thumbs up or a thumbs down.
Yep.
You know, it was a lot of fun, though, wasn't it?
Oh, it was definitely a lot of fun, Jeff, and this has been a lot of fun, and we really appreciate you taking the time to join us here today. Ace, you got anything for our friend before we let him get going and get his game?
I
Real
got
quick.
about 6 more minutes here.
Oh,
I'm
okay,
working
okay.
on connecting, but I don't need to connect yet. So I can do that while we talk if you want.
All
Yeah.
right.
So, what's your favorite sport to broadcast?
Maybe you have somebody more interesting than me.
No, you're our only guest.
So, question: what's your favorite sport
no.
What's your favorite sport to broadcast? Would it be football,
Wow,
basketball,
that's a good
baseball?
question.
This is taking food. This is taking the food aspect out of it, right? Not the one that provides the best
Yeah,
meal.
absolutely. You know, you know what I like is I like whatever season it is. I like doing a variety. When it's football season, I love football. When it's basketball season, I love basketball. I don't do much baseball anymore, and you know, about April 1st, I start to miss it a little bit. I don't miss Eddie will tell you we were there 5 nights a week sometimes. There'd be a Tuesday game, a Wednesday game, a Friday game, a Saturday doubleheader, a Sunday game. I don't miss that grind. But sometimes, like when it's Friday night and it's conference season, it's Ace versus Ace, and you kind of had the week of the buildup, that's when I kind of, I'd like to go do a game on Friday night. I don't really want to do the Sunday game when it's Sunday run day. Run out of pitching.
4-hour-long
Yeah,
games
those
over.
games, or a doubleheader on Saturday in those doubleheader days, and game one's 27-26. You
Yep.
have to go do another game. So, there was a grind to it that was rewarding but tough. But like right now, it's football season. I'm loving doing football. And when it turns to basketball season, I'll love doing basketball. So I like them all. But I guess if I had to pick one, it'd probably be football. I don't know. What am I best at, Eddie?
What do you? I love listening to you when you would do baseball. I mean, you just had such a natural knowledge and go about it. I really enjoyed listening to you, even just sitting there, putting the headset on. That really helped me learn so much about baseball. It really helped me to do my job better. I mean, I just enjoyed it. I really did, and I know you enjoyed baseball in all aspects as far as college and pros. So that's what I really enjoyed.
I appreciate that.
And then, like I said last night, it was a great broadcast last night.
I wasn't very good at it at first.
Well,
I wasn't very good at baseball at first. The wards kind of taught me some baseball, and I kind of learned along the way, getting to do it a lot. And but I appreciate the compliment. And it was, it's hard to judge a baseball broadcast because it's a 3-hour conversation.
Well, and that's I think that's what it was.
It's a football game.
I mean, we enjoyed many things. Like I'll never forget going. We were in Wake Forest, and it was freaking like 40 degrees there, and we were in the booth. We got to be warm, but at the same time, we also got to enjoy New Mexico State in the NCAA tournament basketball game.
Absolutely,
the basketball game was on.
Yeah.
The baseball game was kind of slow because of the cold weather, and you and I just really got to enjoy. Yeah, it was February in North Carolina, and I mean we got to enjoy the basketball game while working the baseball game, and just things like that.
Do you remember the half of that trip?
Do I remember that?
Half of that trip, we went to North Carolina State.
Yep, North Carolina State.
They just made Omaha.
Yep, and
and that was a former Aggie. When I first started doing baseball, Elliot Avent was the head coach at New Mexico State.
Yep.
And so I got to meet, I got to reminisce with him a little bit when we went to North Carolina State, then on to Wake Forest, where I had never been before. I'm putting my headset on. I just going to see if I'm connected to the station. I got about 6 more minutes here.
Awesome.
But I can hear you.
Okay, cool. I mean, we just had so many memories, Ace, this guy and I, and we got to experience so much good food, like I said, and just driving on the road between like LA and Bakersfield, for example, or between LA and Fresno.
I'm connected. Can you hear me?
Yep, we can hear you, man. We can still hear you, so we are good. But
okay, I was checking with the station. So the station's got me. I'm ready to roll here in about.
Oh, don't worry. Eddie wants to still be included.
Well,
don't
thanks
worry.
for doing this. It was good catching up with you, and I enjoyed talking about all the neat stuff we got to do.
So
we ride, and it ain't over yet.
Right. So we got to meet up one of these days out there in Las Cruces out there. Maybe go to Mateo's and chat it up.
Sounds good. Sounds good. This is like an NFL prep. I have a TV in here.
There you go.
I don't know if it's on. I don't have time to watch it, but there's a TV up there.
There you go.
There's a TV. This place is unbelievable.
Just tell him to throw it on a college football game. You'll be all right.
Yeah, who's playing today? I don't even know. I did a game last night. Went to bed, got up, drove up here, and I'm getting ready to do another one today. So
yeah,
but that's good life, isn't it, Eddie?
That's how it is for us too. We try to catch up to everything else because we're always on the go as well. So, Jeff, thank you so much, man. We really, really appreciate you.
I enjoyed it. Thanks for asking me.
We'll definitely have to catch up very soon again. Okay.
Yeah, have me on again, and I can do a normal one.
This was fun, man. We really appreciate it. Have a good broadcast, all right, brother?
Okay, thank you.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. That was Jeff Matthews, play-by-play announcer for a lot of high school sports in the state of New Mexico, in particular out of Las Cruces. Like I said, I worked with him many, many years over at New Mexico State, and we had a great time. But Ace, man, dude, finally this is kind of like a chill moment for us. We're always on the go. How's your Dr. Pepper there?
My 23 lovely flavors is delicious.
It does even have the 23 on there.
That's what it is, buddy. 23 lovely flavors.
Oh my gosh, dude.
23. It's a great number, like Jordan.
That is the number's great, but I mean, I like our little setup we got going on here, and touchdown square.
Touchdown squares. We got Artie.
Artie.
We got Gorgru, or I can't even say his name, but I got him on my shirt.
It's a little phone holder, dude.
And then we got Mini Eddie.
Yes sir, man. Hey, so you've been busy.
No, I haven't.
High school sports going on.
I haven't been doing anything.
A lot of high school football.
High school football is in full swing, Eddie.
Dude, how was the game you were at last night? La Jeff against Isleta. Are they the Indians, Isla?
They are the Indians.
And La Jeff is the Silver Foxes.
Silver Foxes.
I know my EP high schools. I feel like I do.
Well, man, there's 32 of them, so it's like an encyclopedia. You got to
I know.
pop out. You know,
You make an encyclopedia, by the way, for them.
a little bit.
Yeah,
But
that's
no,
cool.
you know, it was good. Like I said, Jeff coming out with a 3-0 record and popped up 21 points, and you know, pretty much really, really fast. And Isleta came back and made it a thriller. You know, people that think that the kicking and special teams position is not
dude.
vital.
That's a third of the game. They always talk about it. It's a third of the game.
That was,
you know what I mean?
That was the one. Extra point missed.
I mean, think about it. You got your offense, your defense, and your special teams, and when one of them is off, it could really cost you the game.
Just ask the Cowboy fans. But I'm just. But you know, football season full swing. A lot of the big districts, they had the bye this week already, so it was a showcase of the lower districts. But boy, they came out. Riverside, you know, I think they're undefeated right now.
Wow.
Rangers got Coach Ricardo got some grinding, man. It's when are you gonna come out to some games? Once baseball season's over?
Once baseball's over, hopefully I can make it out to more high school games. I saw Chapin defeated Irvin last night as well.
Yeah, poor Irvin. That was a rough one.
I saw that the score was kind of
like 60 to something. Shout out to Mr. Tag out there shooting those photos.
Yeah, shout out to him. He's got great stuff, man. Catch up to him on Twitter. Canotillo, did they get the win last night?
They did in overtime against El Valle. Yeah.
Oh man, overtime. I didn't realize it was
overtime.
overtime.
Those games have always been competitive, especially now that they're back in the same district.
Yeah.
So it's Del Valle was, you know, coming out good, and they came back because they're losing for most of the game. Got it back to overtime, but the Eagles pulled it out.
Eastwood, did they play last night?
Nah, they had the bye. They had the bye.
Apparently the best team in the city. That's what people are saying. They're the big talk of the town.
They're one of the top ones. They're one of the top ones. Yeah.
It sounds like you don't sound very convinced.
You know, one thing about these El Paso teams, they can rack some points, but they also give up a lot of points. And come postseason time, those points get tough.
Yeah.
And you got to be able to stop some folks, and hopefully, you know, these defenses can come up and, you know, put a holding on it, you know, give up maybe 14 or whatever. But now when you're scoring 64 and you're giving up 58, that's a tough one in November.
And then how about Burgess, Tavares Jones? You know, Tavares. Sorry, my bad. Tavares Jones had a long pass, 72-yarder, I believe. Kind of a trick kind of play, and I mean, I was mentioning to you earlier, you know, there hasn't been a lot of talk, but it's like you already said, like you told me. I mean, he's already made his statement. He's got his scholarship.
Yeah, he's got that scholarship. You know, he's a great athlete, great kid. You know, signed that 4-year deal out there. I believe it's Missouri.
Yeah.
So
SEC ball, dude.
Hey, you got to keep that body healthy.
And he's fine-tuning. I believe he's fine-tuning.
And like I said, the game was lopsided on that one, so he
Yeah.
really didn't have to do much. But come postseason time, let's see what they can do. You know, Coach Rutledge has always got those guys, you know, heading in the right direction. So, and then high school volleyball is in full swing too. These girls are knocking it out of the park.
Oh,
so,
really?
Yeah. So they're shout out to the ladies out there. We haven't forgot about you. They're watch out. El Paso's got some good teams.
Yeah.
You know, it's. Let's see. Hopefully, they can start contending for some championships in the state level.
You know, you bring up a good point. You know, you said we don't forget about you, and we've talked about it time and time again. Where there's so much talent, athletic talent in El Paso, so much, both boys and girls, men's and women's. So yeah, definitely. If you're listening to this and you get a chance to go check out a volleyball game, I would go watch one.
They're intense, man. They're intense. Like just even seeing now how the UTEP volleyball team here, those games are intense.
Oh yeah.
You didn't make the NMSU game, right?
I didn't make it over there. No.
No, that game was crazy.
The atmosphere was amazing.
It was amazing, and it's good to see, especially these sports get the spotlight, because
Yeah.
obviously everything goes towards football.
Yep.
But there's some great games in all these stadiums out. Like I said, we got 32 high schools in the city, so pick a game that you want to go to.
Dude, we got a lot going on here in El Paso. I mean,
there's a lot. Chihuahuas are about to finish the season.
9 more left.
9
more
more
left. Today is we're recording today on a Saturday, and we got 9 more to go. It's been a fun season for me.
They had a rough one, but
it's been a rough one for the team, but a fun one for me, and I love being out there at the
But
stadium.
that happens when you trade a lot of your top prospects to to get those players that are in the show right now. So
Yeah.
they'll be back.
I believe that. I believe that can happen, especially, it's a great product. So if you got a chance to get out there to watch one more game, I would suggest it. So college football, full swing as well.
Full swing.
There's a game going on right now. The UTEP Miners will play against the UNM Lobos next week. And right now the Lobos are losing 34-0 to number 7 Texas A&M Aggies.
Oh, I want to go to that stadium so bad.
Texas A&M with the 12th man. See how loud it is?
I heard it's crazy.
Yeah, that's what I've heard too.
I've heard it's
another great game going on is Oklahoma.
No, wait, we're going back.
Oh,
who plays for UNM, right?
Aaron Dumas,
yes, sir.
Formerly of out of El Paso.
Yes, sir.
And let me see if I got this right. America's High School.
There was.
Hey, see, I know a little bit of El Paso.
Hey, he was the number 2 running back in the nation for a while.
And against the Aggies, I think he had about 15 carries or something like that.
No, it was more like 8, but for 58 yards.
58 yards. Okay.
Hey, but he's a true freshman. He graduated early so he can go participate in spring.
Well, good for him, man.
So
good for him, man. He made the right choice, I think, because, people, and I've heard it in local radio, where people would giving him crap, I guess you could say, because he didn't stay here and play for UTEP.
Too crowded.
Exactly. You read my mind, dude.
Too crowded.
I mean, the UTEP Miners have a freaking great core of running backs.
And not just that, UNM style it's a running team.
Yeah. So he made the right choice. But I was mentioning Oklahoma's beating Nebraska 23-16. Oklahoma's number 3 in the nation. There's 2 minutes, 33 seconds left in that game. So that could come down to the wire. Oklahoma has the ball right now.
So who's your pick? We haven't had a chance to talk about just random sports because we've been having actual guests.
Yeah.
Who you got for this college season?
For the college season,
Yeah.
who's going to win it all?
Who's going to win it all?
Well, right now, Alabama is just looking like Alabama.
Is that because Ohio State and Clemson already lost, so automatically they get the win?
But no, Georgia, from what I've been reading, I haven't watched the game, but from what I've been reading, Georgia is the one to be competing against Alabama. So Alabama winning it all. Do I think Clemson can bounce back? I hope so, but I don't think they will. They kind of dropped out of the top 4. They're like number 6.
Maybe to the Tony the Tiger Sun Bowl?
That's hey. And I mean, it could happen. They're not in the playoff. If as of right now, they're not in the playoff. So I mean, that Alabama is the front runner, of course. They're saying that it should be a competitive game between Florida and Alabama, which is later on today. So we'll see, man. But Alabama, I don't know if anybody can knock them off.
All in all, I'm just happy that sports are back.
I mean, look at how we're talking about, compared to a year ago.
Oh, a year ago.
Compared to a year ago, we were kind of just searching for things to, I guess, kind of stay on topic.
Matter of fact, I got my memory's a little off, but I think we just hit our 1-year anniversary.
Maybe. We're going to have to look that up later. And
I'm not sure.
We might be hitting our 1-year anniversary, and it's been a lot of fun, dude. We've come a long way.
I've been putting up with you for a year already?
You've been putting up with me for a year. And,
oh, my goodness.
I mean, your setup is freaking amazing and just continues
Actually,
to grow.
It was September 9th was the first one. Shout out.
We hit a year.
We hit a year. Oh,
this is awesome.
We hit a whole year.
We even got some celebration.
Yeah. Right? I mean, is that sound still on here? I mean, there it is.
There it is.
It's been a while since we've been having to use that on there, but
that's pretty
one year,
fun,
one
dude.
year, amigo, one year.
Definitely appreciate all you've done for me.
1 year. Still waiting for that check, but 1 year.
Yeah, we're gonna pay you here in a bit. Here in about an hour, so we'll pay you with something else.
It's been fun.
It's been a lot of fun. 1 year going with this guy right here.
1 year, un año, año uno.
Hopefully we could do at least another year.
Yeah, we got some things cooking in the pot. Yeah, we got some things.
goes,
We got some
man.
things cooking in the pot. A lot of stuff going on. It's got to go into the National Football League.
We've had some great guests.
We've had some great guests.
I mean, from play-by-play from the NFL to NFL players to
From
just
the family to just people doing great things, whether it be
Yes.
charity spotlight, whether it be
a hunting episode we did.
no, let's clarify that they're vegetarians because they couldn't catch. They weren't hunting. Matter of fact, I think I'm owed some tacos. Matter of fact,
They never paid up?
No, it's a new one. Because remember, it's a new season, and I believe my Steelers played the Bills.
Oh,
and,
that's right.
and
Hey, oh my gosh, here we go.
just saying,
How about NFL?
NFL. It's a who knows can win this year. It's up in the air.
It's like I said, people always give me crap, but I'm already done with the Bears thing.
See, but you can't be like that. You gotta stay with your team.
Sorry. I mean, they're still my team.
No, you're like I'm done with the Bears.
I'm not
do
gonna
this.
watch them.
No, you gotta represent, man.
It's like history. Like, you know how you learn the hard way? You learn things the hard way. I learned this the hard way.
But remember, to get through the hard times, you gotta have that support, buddy.
We're gonna get through the hard times.
But you're not with them. You're not watching them. It's that positive vibe. Stay positive, man. It's hard because Pittsburgh's always been, they have winning seasons for like the last 17 years, but we're not a losing season. We got an 8-8.
Yeah, NFL. We got the Aaron Jones touchdown squares right here.
Yeah,
Right.
they got to recoup because they didn't have a good game. They had 12 plays in the first half. That
was kind of brutal.
It was weird.
It was unexpected for sure.
For
me, it was unexpected.
We're there.
I never saw that coming.
We're there in the stands like, okay.
Never saw that coming.
Like, he really threw it like that? Like, what? Like, it was just a weird vibe. But look, they'll be back. Aaron's got his Yards for Shoes campaign. So for every yard he rushes for, he'll be donating, along with Cousin Subs, we'll be donating a pair of Adidas shoes. So right now
that's part of the AA All the Way Foundation.
Yes, benefiting that. Yeah, partnered up with Cousin Subs. Cousin Subs teamed up again. They did it for the playoff run, but now they're gonna do it for the full season. Up to 1,000 yards of right now.
Holy cow!
That's 1,000 pairs of shoes that he can.
Can people just like you and I?
Yeah, they can. They want
to donate.
Yeah,
something?
they can go to the ANAalltheway.org website, and for $33 or just whatever monetary donation, they'll purchase a pair of tennis shoes.
Well, I just wish him and the whole foundation and the family nothing but success. I was listening to our buddy Adrian Broadus and Sal the other day talking, and they were talking about their experience with the Joneses, going through college and stuff like that. And they're just such great people. The whole family is just, they really are, and I was lucky enough and blessed enough to meet the parents, and just nothing but success for them. So again,
so stay on the lookout right there. Like I said, shout out to Cousin Subs. They need one in Texas. Come on. I know there's some talks, but I can't say. But they need some subs in Texas.
We got other stuff. Anyways, yeah, that's cool, man. What else, man?
We got. Let's see. The Giants are hurting. Shout out to Will, but.
How about the Jags? The Jags, did you get to experience anything with the Jags? My buddy Josh, he goes through the hard times with the Jags.
Yeah, no, but see, remember, Green Bay played in Jacksonville, but Jacksonville was playing in Houston.
Oh, okay.
That's why they're able.
So confused.
That's why, because what we're being told is that New Orleans didn't want to have the game in Dallas because there's supposedly a concert going on.
Yeah.
But the concert was still 4 days out. But that there's a lot of Green Bay fans in Dallas compared to what would have been in Jacksonville. So they moved it out to Jacksonville because there was like 3 or 4 stadiums that were open: Dallas, Jacksonville, and I think Arizona.
That was confusing for me.
So, no, we're out there in humid Jacksonville. It was it was good, nice stadium. Wasn't that packed. Sun was out. Didn't take sunscreen again. Forgot.
Dude, you live in the Sun City.
Yeah, I know, but. Still a lot of Packer fans out there, a lot of Saints fans out there.
Yeah.
Some Packer fans did post a photo of their Jaguar out there that they have in front of the stadium. Had a cheese head on there, and I said overall it was a great experience. NFL football is back. Let's see. Everybody's fantasy picks are up there.
Yeah,
and,
everybody's with their fantasy teams and
people
stuff.
Are mad. Oh, I didn't get that many points.
Yeah, people. How come we don't play fantasy? I'm like, because I don't.
I said the same thing too, and I'm in one league. So
Are you?
Yeah, with Alvin.
It was fun. It's
With
fun
Alvin.
stuff. Don't get me wrong. Like if I had the time to do it and remember doing it
You
every
can.
weekend,
You just put it before, and so you got a phone.
I always forget, dude. That's what I always forget. Like I'd rather be working out, man.
That's questionable. But yeah, so NFL's back. Week 2, we saw the the Washington football team pull out a victory.
Yeah.
Who do the Bears got?
Bears this week are at home against the Cincinnati Bengals.
The Bungles.
See, at least I know what's going on. But I'm not going to take my time to go out of my way to watch the game tomorrow. Not going to do it. If it happens where I'm like working out and the game's on and I'm able to turn the TV on and the game's on, then there it is.
You're not a
there
fan.
it is.
You're not a
No,
fan.
I am.
Not a fan.
Because I'll go to Twitter tomorrow and be like,
He's one of those guys crying. No, my team's not good. Well, you don't support.
I'm
No,
going to be like,
you got to get that
here we
positive
are
vibes.
again.
The good juju.
Andy Dalton. Ooh. That's
Hey, well, they're putting Dalton because they don't want what's his name to get killed by these.
Justin Fields.
They don't want him to get killed by
They
these
gave him a
defense.
series, though. They gave him one series.
Sorry.
We'll see. We'll see.
All right.
He's gonna grow, and when he starts getting more playing time, and
We're gonna skip. We're gonna skip baseball because we're already heavy sad.
What?
Don't want to talk about your Cubbies.
My Cubbies have been doing okay
And are
recently.
are
They got
gonna make
these
playoffs?
guys. They got these guys who nobody knew about. For example, Frank Schwindel. He is playing out of his mind, and he's doing some good things.
Will they make
there.
the postseason?
They're not going to make the postseason. That's okay. I already come to terms with that. I still love baseball.
Do you hear that, guys? He's being positive about the Cubs.
It's baseball. It's baseball. Just know that.
About the Cubs.
So yeah, baseball wrapping up. The playoffs will be here before you know it. It's gonna be coming down to between the Giants and the Dodgers on the NL side, and then on the AL side.
Can you believe October is almost here?
Already gonna be here, dude. Already gonna be here.
I'm not ready. I'm not ready.
You've been saying that.
I wasn't ready a year ago.
And now we have it all here. We got baseball, we got football, we got volleyball. There's soccer. I watched some soccer this morning.
And
Tony the Tiger Summit will be here this year, December 31st, 10 a.m. 10 a.m.
oh, it's a 10 a.m. game.
10 a.m. kickoff. I will be there at 5 in the morning. If anybody wants to enjoy some coffee with me at 5 a.m. at the stadium,
if anybody,
this is your official invite to have coffee with the mayor on December the 31st at Sun Bowl Stadium. If you hit me up, I will buy you a cup of coffee. That's hands down 5 in the morning, Sun Bowl Stadium.
and if you want to contribute to the Los Photogs golf cart fund, now's the chance.
Ooh, that's right. You guys have been crying for a golf cart for a little while.
A long time. Yep. I'm telling
We
you.
should do something. I'm gonna figure something. I might figure something out.
I don't know if I saw one on Facebook for like $1,000. So we'll see.
You know, it'd be cool. You know those side by sides, like you showing the picture with my buddy of your buddies side by side. Let's see what I could do there.
Hey, we'll throw your logos all over that thing, and
Hoser, if you're listening, might be what I'm asking for your side by side.
but sports are back. Beer sports are back.
Yeah, dude, a lot of fun. We've been having a lot of fun. It's always great seeing you guys running around all over the city. EP Sports Network, I'm talking about. They have a great crew, and I always just want to promote them because the coverage with EP Sports Network has been phenomenal to me. Twitter, website, like I was telling you, there was a YouTube video that looked pretty darn clear, and it was
We're getting there. We're getting there.
yeah. So
We're getting there. Stay tuned for a new segment. We're talking about it right now. It's going to be Artie's Community Corner.
Artie, there he is. Show the people Artie.
Artie right there.
He's becoming more and more famous.
This dude's more famous than me. I'll tell
Artie.
you.
He's been to many stadiums. He's met many media members for sure, and
athletes.
And athletes. He's traveled already to Green Bay, to Tampa. I mean, sheesh.
He gets around, buddy. He gets around. But stay tuned for Artie's Community Corner. We'll be spotlighting the community events, from all the folks doing some good stuff here.
Yep. So excited for everything that's upcoming. Make sure to stay up to date with all the kinds of sports on the Sports More Facebook page. I got a crew helping me out with that and posting some.
One day we'll get an Instagram.
One day we've been talking about it. I've been talking about it on Instagram.
It's been a year.
And we'll see about that. But they're also on Twitter, Sports and More POD, and you know, my buddy Ace is all over the place. So I'm sure you can find him without him even promoting himself. That's how popular he is these days.
I might have a filter, but that's me. And Artie.
Well, amigo, we've done it again. We're having some
been
fun.
good.
It's been a year. Wow.
1 year.
1 year. Almost getting close to 50 episodes.
1 year.
We're going to get to 100.
1 year. Imagine, we got to do a celebration with, we're
going to go celebrate right now with some food, dude.
Yeah, but still, we can stay tuned. We got to do something special. We got to do for the 50th episode. We got to do something special.
Yeah, we're gonna start brainstorming. So check us out again on Facebook, Twitter. Ace, where can people get updates from you on Twitter?
EP Sports Network.
Okay,
EP
that's
Sports
the one
Network.
he wants to give. So that's the one. You get all your score updates there for sure. Oh, and he shares photos on there once in a while.
And this
too.
podcast is on there too.
The podcast is there on the website. So make sure you go to epsportsnetwork.com.
Anything else for you, got, amigo?
That's it, man. Let's go eat because I'm hungry and this was fun.
He's hungry.
Another year. We'll see you next time, right?
Peace.